everyone, I got a little bit of a weird video for you today. More and more recently, I've noticed a lot of dwindling when it comes to the importance of individuality. So I wanted to take time to put together this video just kind of discussing peer pressure and how most people will go with the flow, conform to what is normal or what they think is normal, and why I think people should not be so scared to have their own opinions. Now, of course, being a YouTuber myself, I built this YouTube based on giving my opinions about certain topics, certain books, certain animations, and not everything that I talk about is going to be super positive. And whenever I end up reviewing or talking about something that a large portion of people disagree with, I get a lot of comments on my videos, usually calling me unintelligent for my opinion, or, disregarding everything that I talk about. And even though I don't often read YouTube comments, when I do read those comments, they do get me down. And sometimes they're so overwhelming that it makes me wish that I hadn't said anything at all, especially on the internet of all places. Looking back and reflecting on that feeling, it kind of reminds me of when I was back in high school, or elementary school, or middle school. Back when I was trying to make friends and overall just trying to be a likable person, because that's how a lot of us learn how to make friends, is to just be likable and agreeable. A friend comes up to you, says, "Hey, did you see that show last night? What did you think of it?" And what do you say in return? You say, "I don't know, what did you think of it?" Because you don't actually want to say what you thought about it. You want to hear what your friend thought about it first so that you can agree with them. And to be fair, this is a quick, easy way to make a lot of friends or a lot of acquaintances in general. It's just to be likable and agreeable with everything. You can avoid a lot of conflict that way, and you might be scared that if you disagree with someone about something as simple as your opinion on a show, maybe that prevents you from being friends with them. And there are people out there who will not want to be your friend based on your opinion on something so small. Those people in general, I usually find to be shallow people who I wouldn't want to be friends with anyway. To some extent, I can get it. You want to have something in common with someone that you're friends with, but if two people take the time to talk to each other long enough, you'll find something that you'll both like. It isn't that hard. Everyone has some common ground that they can agree on. The idea that you have to like everything that someone else likes to be their friend is just a myth. That isn't how you actually get along with people. What you should be looking for instead is what kind of person are you making friends with? Is this someone who's going to be a good friend to you? But I think the biggest fear that most people have is not only not making friends, but being ostracized. Because maybe their opinions are too edgy, that they push not only one person away, but everyone away. I've met a lot of people with very fickle opinions for this reason, where they're very willing to change their mind, not based on new evidence that actually changes their mind, but based on pressure from other people. And sure, this will avoid conflict for you in the future, but it will also prevent people from respecting you. If you don't have any core values that you stick to, if you're always willing to change your opinion based on who you're with or who you're speaking to, then people are going to see you more as a cardboard cutout than an actual person. And I think a lot of people deal with a lot of panic when it comes to defining themselves, not because they don't have opinions, but because they're too scared to have opinions. But here's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize. No matter what your opinion is, if you're outspoken, defensive, and aggressive about your opinion, then you won't get pushed. You'll be the one doing the pushing. In society in general, people are peer pressured into having opinions because the people who have the popular opinion are just more aggressive about it. That's how they make it popular, by pushing their opinions onto others. Some people think that popularity is a reflection of morality or common sense. Like if a person is more popular, then they must be a really good person. And it doesn't take a lot of thought power to realize that that's not actually the case. You just have to watch the movie Mean Girls to realize it's not true. Sure, the girls are popular, but They're not nice. They're not good idols that people should look up to and try to be. They're popular because they're aggressive and confident and people respect them for it. But maybe that's a bad example. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen these videos where they get 7 strangers to decide who gets $1,000? They just put 7 random strangers in a room. They say, okay, you guys have to figure out amongst yourself who is going to get $1,000. If you ever actually click on and watch one of those videos, you'll notice that the dislike ratio is incredibly high. Now, why do you think that is? Because the person who always gets the money is the most aggressive person, because they take over as the leader of the group. Because this person is more aggressive and outspoken about their opinions that they should get the money, other people who are more submissive will just kind of stand aside and let the person get the money. So naturally, in a lot of these videos, the person who gets the money doesn't actually deserve it. Nor are they actually a good person, nor do they have good opinions. They just are more aggressive and know how to manipulate the people around them. Popularity has nothing to do with morality. And some people are so scared of conflict that even when they know that this person is doing something wrong by taking the $1,000 and manipulating all the people around them, even when they're fully aware of this, they'll still be so scared of confrontation, so scared of standing up and being the one to aggressively push back, that they'd rather just move aside and let the person win. And that might be a bummer for a lot of people, but keep in mind that if you were more defensive of your own opinions, if you were more confident about your beliefs, and if you had rationalized those beliefs and had reasoning behind it, you could present yourself in a confident way, and no matter what the opinion was, you would have people who would follow and respect you for it. Or even in some cases, see you as a leader. I'm still shocked every day that I've managed to make as many YouTube videos as I have, stating my actual real opinions and making these jokes despite how much pushback that I get. Yes, it can be a bummer sometimes, but I do get followers. I do get people out there who agree with me, or at the very least respect my opinion. And having confidence is a very good thing. It's part of what you need to get through life. So I don't think you should just go along with the norm just because you're scared of being ostracized. I think you should work on making yourself more confident, letting yourself have opinions, and letting yourself say what your opinions are, no matter what the person you're talking to says back. A lot of things that are popular today might not have even been popular if the majority of people weren't silent about it. So it's just something that I want you to keep in mind. I'm not making this video in response to anything. It's just something that's been on my mind lately that I wanted to get out there and share with you guys. I've had a lot of bad experiences growing up, and I'd like to think that maybe I could prevent some of those experiences with other people. So my tip for today is to be honest and don't be afraid to speak your mind. And if you have your own opinions on the subject, comment below. Tell me what you think about how we live in a society. Like the video if you enjoyed and want to see other videos from me. As usual, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Restart. Shutting down all systems.